Hello, everyone. I'm making this video for everyone around the world who loved and are now mourning the death of Bishop G.G. Cooper. I want to speak some about this recorded telephone call that's going viral right now. I want everyone to know that the female voice in that recording is my wife, and the male voice that you hear interjecting at certain points, that's myself. Now, I want to give y'all some history on why that phone call was made. This young lady, she at the church service, the first Sabbath after Bishop G.G. Cooper passed away, they did a service on grief, how to deal with your grief after this. That's what the message was about. And he opened up the floor for a question and answer period. And this young lady went up and she said she didn't really understand why Bishop G.G. Cooper was taken because everyone fasted so hard and the God still took him. And she thought it was because maybe her faith was weak and she was carrying that burden on herself. So me and my wife said we need to speak to that lady, that young lady, and let her know that it was not any weakness in her faith. It was because the church did not give the people the accurate information so that they could pray correctly for what Bishop G.G. Cooper needed to be healed from. He didn't have a stroke. He had a blood clot in his head from a fall or a hit to the head. And that's what the church was kept in the dark about. So all the fasting and everything that they did was not going to do any good because they were fasting and praying for the wrong thing. The church held the correct information from them. Now, I want to explain a little more about who we are because a lot of people don't know who we are, especially me, because I'm like new to this. I'm an American citizen and I'm new to this country. So people know me, a lot of people know me, a lot of people don't. But I want to explain more importantly who my wife is. My wife is one of the original members of G.G. Cooper's ministry. She's been with him since 1980. Before he even had a church, he was holding service up under a blue tent for many years. And Bishop Cooper done so much for my wife and her family when they were younger. They didn't have a lot of things. They were kind of poor, very poor actually. And he made sure that they had food to eat, everything. This a great man. That's the type of person he was. He did that for so many people. So when my wife was able to travel through Bishop G.G. Cooper in 1992, she never forgot about Bishop G.G. Cooper and First Lady Cooper. She sent things regularly back to them. Even when she didn't really have a lot of money for herself, she made sure that she sent things back to Bishop G.G. Cooper and First Lady Cooper. That's how much she loved Bishop G.G. Cooper, First Lady Cooper, in the ministry. So in 1992, he made it possible for her to travel, and she and I met and married in 2012. And the first time I went to my wife's house, when this my girlfriend at the time, the first time I visited her home, she had Bishop G.G. Cooper Revival Time Ministries on everything in that house, TV, computer, everything. So she started explaining to me about Bishop G.G. Cooper and what type of person he was and how much he did for her and her family. And she let me know that if we were to carry this relationship and it was to get serious, that she was going to be sending things back to this man because he meant so much to her, did so much to her, and always there for her family. So I told her, I wouldn't have no problem with that. I even, don't even mind helping. When we got married, I told her what we have is ours. So if you want to send things, I have no problem with that. And I met Bishop G.G. Cooper by way of video call in 2013. And we just formed a great friendship. We just bonded immediately. So we carried on that conversations for years, and I finally met him in 2016 in person when he came to the United States and he visited our home. That's when I finally met him. I mean, if we just the chemistry was just automatic. He was just such a loving person. He just take you right in. So we began watching Revival Time Ministries all the time, and I never interfered with anything my wife wanted to do. I even helped. We sent money to restore the church when the church caught on fire, and this anything we could do for Bishop, we did. So when he learned that we were going to be coming home last year, he told us he would help us find a house. He was out doing that, going around looking for the perfect home for us before we even were scheduled to land in Jamaica. And when we got here, he told us, well, you're not living anywhere but my home. when y'all come here until y'all find y'all own home. So we lived with Bishop G.G. Cooper and First Lady Cooper for 4.5 months until we found and moved out into our own home. So a little after we moved out, that's, if y'all heard a phone call, that's when Bishop G.G. Cooper took sick the first time and we rushed to the hospital and everything. And he was sent home. A little after that, we found out that he was back in the hospital. As you know, the stories and y'all hear the recordings, every bit of that is true. And when this happened, when the phone call went out, the recording of the phone call went out, we believed that the church would probably, repent, come out and say, well, we sorry that we were dishonest with the people. We were just worried that it might harm the ministry if this story was to get out, so we covered it. But we are sorry, ask the people's forgiveness, and move on. But instead, they chose to try to discredit the video, saying things like this is just people who want to destroy the ministry and want to destroy Bishop G.G. Cooper's legacy, and that's the last thing we would ever do. We love the man, we love the ministry. And they said that Mom, in the last message that we heard that was this week, Tuesday, it was said that Mom was the greatest mom ever, the best mom ever, something to that effect. And now y'all hearing these stories, and I guess people are changing how they see Mom. But it was a time when we thought she was the greatest mom too. We did everything for Mom, just like we did for Bishop. We helped out. We just did so much for Mom because we thought that she was the greatest mom ever also. Until we witnessed with our own ears and eyes that doctor coming into that waiting room after Bishop G.G. Cooper took ill with a blood clot in his head, unable to move, unable to talk, and sat down in the waiting room with us, all four of us in that waiting room at that hospital, and told Mom that I told you it was critical for him to get this treatment within 24 hours, but you denied that treatment. So the only thing we can do for him now is send him to UE Hospital and keep him comfortable pretty much until he passes away. Before hearing that, we thought she was the best mom ever also. But this prophecy that went out, if anyone was able to see it, I see that now they're blocking it on the service. They're blocking it online, where this lady came up with this prophecy about Bishop G.G. Cooper being a idol and getting the credit that God should give, all the praise that should go to God. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And I could not believe the church leaders allowed this lady to continue to speak and discredit Bishop G.G. Cooper on the first Sabbath after his passing. This is the most ludicrous thing ever. You need to learn the difference between love and idol worship. People love Bishop G.G. Cooper because he do so much things for so many people. His fingerprints is on so many people's lives. That's why people love Bishop G.G. Cooper. I gotta say, I'm almost 65 years old, and I have never seen a pastor, a church leader, who do so much above and beyond doing sermons as Bishop G.G. Cooper. We have to tell him sometimes, Bishop, you can't give away everything. You got to keep something for yourself. That's how much of a giving, loving man that one man was. He made it possible for people to go to college and get degrees and have a career. It's just so much that man did for people. So this idol worship that you talking about, people idol worshiping Bishop, you need to learn the difference between genuine love and respect. Read your Bible and see where it talks about the double honor that are supposed to go to the elders of the church and the bringers of the word. That's what you're seeing, not idol worship. It just makes me mad. I'm trying to keep my composure, but it's just making me mad that somebody would have the audacity to come in there and discredit Bishop G.G. Cooper the very first Sabbath after he passed away. One G.G. Cooper, like he's trying to boost himself up. It is only one G.G. Cooper. That's a fact. God created one of everybody. There's only one me, only one you for everybody who is watching this video. So what is she talking about? One G.G. Cooper. It is only one G.G. Cooper. I just don't get where this woman come from with this mess. But when that phone call was recorded, we wasn't upset about it. It was a genuine call just to try to inspire that girl and let her know that, your faith is not weak. This is why your bishop did not live, because He was denied the treatment he needed by his wife, and the church did not give you the correct information to pray for. That's why Bishop is no longer with us. We just want that girl to be carrying that for the rest of her life. This little young lady carrying that her faith was weak, and that's why Bishop didn't make it. But I'm hoping that some kind of investigation is done on this, and when it comes out, when they speak to the doctor and he confirms everything that we are telling you, that Bishop G.G. Cooper was denied life-saving treatment by his wife, that he needed to have that treatment in 24 hours. It's in the medical reports. The doctor will tell you. That's when the truth will be known. Thank you.